On this episode, we discuss OLAPLEX a lot.
A lot.
And
Olaplex.
clipper cutting a lot.
Lots of clipper cuts, lots of Olaplex. All the clipper cuts and all the Olaplex.
Here we go.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the vlog. I got Thad Bolognese with me.
Yep.
And we are going to answer your questions. So this is the Q&A portion of the week. Thank you guys so much for submitting your questions. We're going to get started. This is going to be a pretty short episode.
But very informative.
Yes, right. You don't even know the questions.
Yeah, but I know it's going to be very informative.
You just okay, cool. All right, so
I have faith, Matt.
all these questions came from Instagram, so thank you guys for submitting those. All right, so the first question is from Claire McFarlane Hair on Instagram. She says, do you have any plans to do some international trade shows and education, like in New Zealand or Hair Expo in Australia?
Time to be very informative and say yes.
Yeah, bucket list. It's definitely on my bucket list. I would like to definitely go to Australia, definitely go to New Zealand.
New Zealand during the
if
warm
anybody's
season.
in charge of those shows, let's make that happen.
And let's have it happen during the warm season, because I do hear that New Zealand can get a little cold.
Yeah.
I don't know like a whole lot about New Zealand, except for that it's supposed to be the more awesome version of Australia, because nothing there wants to kill you.
Like what? Like sharks?
Australia has all of the world's most dangerous things: sharks, spiders, snakes, like you name it, and they're all on the endangered list, so you're not allowed to kill them. You have to call an exterminator. I'm sorry, that's self-defense.
Are you okay?
I will be, as long as I see it first.
All right. So here's the deal. So if you have anything, so basically what's happening now is you'll see different companies, because what I've noticed about the hair shows now, they don't know who's popular and who people want to see. So what they're doing is they're posting and asking people to vote on who they want to see, and they're just saying put any name. So what I would say is put our names.
Matt Beck and the Freestyle Education team.
Yeah.
All of us, please.
Yeah. Start submitting that, and you'll see us in quite a few different places. The reason you don't really is because, well, we're at shows, but just the U.S. shows. So definitely start talking about it, and people will start bringing us there.
See,
all right.
First question, very informative.
Very informative. Stylist Medalia, I'm going to say. How does Continuum, which I don't know how to pronounce that either, compare to Olaplex? All right. So here's one thing I want to tell you. So I did some research. I've never used this product, Continuum. I'm guessing that's how it's spelled, Continuum. I have really no idea.
Continuum.
Yeah. So I know Jen Atkin supports this. Atkin? Yeah, she supports it.
What we know about Olaplex is that they have everything patented and copyrighted and stuff along those lines, so they can't have like the same formula.
Yeah, they can't have the same formula, and it's all about rebuilding bonds. So this one says that Continuum is for stylists and colorists as a salon treatment that could be added to color. What's unique about this hair restructuring product is the fact that it could be used in all color services, not just lightening. Well, already right there is wrong information, because Olaplex can be used in everything that you do, and they recommend putting it in everything that you do, because no matter if you're coloring hair or you're lightening hair with bleach, you're breaking down bonds. Yeah. So even if you put water on the hair, you're breaking down bonds. So really, Olaplex should be in everything that you do to keep the hair nice and healthy. I'm definitely a big fan of sticking with the original on this. Like Thad said, Olaplex has patents. They created their formula. No one can use that exact formula, so they're creating a knockoff. And I'm sure they're okay, but why not just go with Olaplex, who came up with it?
I mean, look at Toyota from China. It's not any good.
Toyota?
Yeah, China's known for like they'll have like similar cars to the United States and like the rest of the world, but they're like slightly off. It's like when you buy a handbag from a flea market.
Oh, okay.
Like they look like at a far glance, they look like they could be it, but as you're getting closer, you're like, that thing's too big or that thing's too small.
I don't think it's quite probably that. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's really like legit chemists that put together this product.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's more sarcasm and ha ha ha.
Right. I don't think it's quite Toyota, but it is definitely like it's definitely. I would go with the original. Why not stick to it? Maybe it's a little bit more expensive. I have no idea, but you make so much money off having OLAPLEX in your salon that I can't imagine why spending the money on OLAPLEX and not the other versions that followed after OLAPLEX. It just wouldn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that someday there might be something cool. I don't know, but for now, that's my take on it.
Yeah.
All right. Are the results of Here's another question from Bobby Showtime Hair. Love that name. Are the results of OLAPLEX permanent, or is it something that you have to use forever? So, Bobby, just so that we understand like what OLAPLEX is. OLAPLEX is it allows there to be bonds to be multiplied in a color process. So when they would normally break down a lot of bonds, it helps multiply the bonds so that not as many bonds break. That's not really something, so that's going to keep the hair healthy till the next time you color it. The next time you color it, you got to use OLAPLEX again because
then if you didn't use it, you're breaking down those bonds that you just rebuilt.
Yeah. It's like going out in the rain with a umbrella.
Yeah.
Right? You don't get wet that time, but if you go out in the rain again, you don't have your umbrella, you're going to get wet.
I like that analogy.
Thanks.
That works.
All right. How long did it take for you to get comfortable with clipper cuts, and do you have any tips for a recent beauty school graduate on how to get better?
Practice.
Yeah. Practice. I think comfortable with clipper cutting, I guess it depends on what type of clipper cutting you're talking about. There's still phases of clipper cutting, phases of scissor cutting, phases of everything in hair that I'm not comfortable with.
Yep.
So I just keep practicing, keep learning. I think it's more about not the clipper, and it's understanding the hair and the density and the formation of the hair. All of those things play a bigger role than the tool that you're using.
Yeah, because you can do the same clipper cut on one person and have somebody else come in and use the exact same guard pattern, if you would, and it's going to come out completely differently. Like, you might have the one down pat, and then you look at the other one, and you're like, why are there so many lines? I did the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's why it's so frustrating when you go to a hair show and people want to see a specific haircut, or when I talk about posting on YouTube a celebrity haircut, and why I have a hard time doing that, because I think a lot of people take it so literal that they will do that exact technique on every single person, and every single person needs to be different based on their density, formation, and so on and so forth.
And that's why dry cutting is your signature.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. I hope that helps.
I'm going to have to say all these answers have been 110% informative.
You like it?
Yep.
All right, cool.
I'm good. I stick with my seal of approval.
All right. I feel like these people fed off of each other's questions. So, Stace Face, awesome. 75 asks, what is the best way to blend clipper cuts? I struggle with the dreaded line. So, do we have the master? So, grab a master series and that other Andis clipper, the Supra. So, I have a is the best answer I can give you without, talking to somebody that does a lot of clipper cutting. I do a good amount of clipper cutting on my guys, but I do a lot of clipper over comb, and a lot of different, what's the word I'm looking for? Clipper over comb, scissor over comb, things like that. I don't do a lot of tight fades. So this is the Supra ZR clipper that we've talked about before. Thank you, Andis, for sending this to us. It has detachable metal blades. Now, most people have one clipper as their go-to clipper, right? So the problem with that is sometimes I can blend every line out with this clipper, right?
With those ones, you really have to have your rock and roll down.
Yeah, so you have to almost be able to clipper cut and lift off of the head and have a steady hand. It's very difficult with the metal blades because there's such a jump in each level, each step. So you need to have one of these, the detachable blades, if you want, because we like it for the power and all of that. But then you need to have a clipper with this little arm on it. Now, this is the Andis Master Series with this cool, I forget where we get these covers from.
Yeah, it's like
Some guy on Instagram.
I think it's like Funk something.
Yeah, Funk Customs or something.
Yep.
But this is the Andis Master Series. We got the black edition, and then we put the gold plate on the front, really just for a look. But most of the time, it's pure silver. But it has this arm on it, and the arm is what allows you to, when you blend from, let's say, a 1A to a 2, you're still going to have a little bit of a line. So what you want to do is go in with your Andis Masters, and you got to get used to, because there's going to be different blades on different Master Series as well. There's the
fade blade.
The fade blade. There's all different
like a
types.
fat blade or something like that.
Yeah, so you're going to have to figure out which guard, and this is why you practice and why you go through it, which guard fits the best. So if you, let's say you put on your 0 guard to go in between whatever, then you keep moving this level until you work out the line. So you can get shorter and shorter, work out the line, and then you're good to go on that. I think that's the best answer that I can give you. Again, I don't do tight fades most of the time on people, but I do fade hair. I mean, we're blending hair all day. So that's what works best for me, having both of those clippers. So I would definitely invest in 2 different types of clippers, or at least just this one.
Yep. And while you're practicing, in order to get like that line out, if while you're practicing you're still not like quite comfortable with it, just run your texturizing shears over scissor over comb.
Yeah.
We'll help get that line out until you get it down with clippers.
Yeah. I totally agree with you, but I challenge everyone because this is a way to hide it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
That's why I say like
Yeah.
while you're practicing.
Yeah, while you're practicing. This is a good way to do it, but I think a lot of people jump to this very quick, and then they end up taking out too much of the density and not actually creating a nice blended line.
Yep.
So just this is a good finishing product for removing a little bit of density, maybe on that where you leave that graduation when you're blending the hair. So at that heaviest point, just soften the edge with it. So yeah, this is a great tool. All of these are great tools. Definitely, if I had to pick one on the table, it would be this. Either the Master Series or any clipper that has this lever on it, so you can go shorter to long. And then these 2 after that to kind of power through, definitely get the haircut done quicker, and then blending off the top.
And it's something that I like to do if like I'm working with like anywhere from like a 1 half closed to like a 2 like closed or up, is I like to put that 2 in and just do the rocking out.
Okay.
And then just do scissor over comb to like fade out the rest, just like with my shears, like, and just like fade like up the rest.
Nice.
Instead of like pulling out like 3 or 4 different guards.
Okay.
You can only go so tight with that because you have the comb in between.
Right.
But if
Cool.
you're comfortable with scissor over comb and you're trying to get into the clipper world, that would be my best bet.
Nice.
Or that's what worked best for me.
All right, and I want to give a shout out to Dahlia Cantrell, who says, it's not a question, but I'd like to take a moment to say thank you for the Matt Beck Show. The girls and I watch it every day and binge watch to catch up if we miss some. So it helps them stay on track, keep motivated, and it's definitely good for slower days in the salon. Perfect. Thanks. Thanks for watching it at that point, because that's what I believe is the best thing to do when you're not busy in the salon, is to study and learn from other people. So good job. Chrissy Aveda says, how to transition from clipper attachments to doing clipper over comb. I don't think that that's a big deal. So let's say you're starting off with a 0, and then you just switch to clipper over comb. I'm not sure how I can help with that.
I don't do a whole lot of clipper over comb.
I do a lot of clipper over comb, and sometimes my entire haircut is clipper over comb. So, what I do when I do clipper over comb is I pick the highest guard. So let's say usually it's like a 3 3/4 for the guys that I do. That's actually almost kind of short for them. And then I'll go through and I'll blast through the head, get it up to where I want it. And then I'll go through around the edges and clipper over comb just to take it a little bit tighter. Then I'll go trimmer over comb, take it a little bit tighter than that, right around the edge, and then my haircut's done. And a lot of my guys come in every 2 weeks, so and just like yours. So because they come in every 2 weeks, it's such a quick, easy haircut to do. All right. I think we got one more question. Trixie and the World asked, how do you cut and shatter triangular bob on a guest with heavy density and hair that's wavy to curly and frizzy?
I feel like there's like a lot of issues going on there.
Yeah. So that's a tough head to cut. Let's say they have heavy density, right? And you want to shatter it. Biggest thing for me is the undercut or cutting concave layers on top of longer layers on the top. So let's just say, for instance, wish I had my bald mannequin head, but let's say, for instance, we want to go underneath the hair. So take out the entire parietal ridge back to the crown, underneath low crown, so that you're taking out that entire top section. Then underneath, you either undercut it or cut shorter layers right at that, right at the line at the parietal ridge and in the back underneath the crown, or cut concave layers so you preserve the length in the back, but you collapse the interior and allow those longer layers on the top to fall over, which will give you that shattered look. The fact that the hair is frizzy, that has everything to do with styling, not cutting. So, and if it's wavy and curly, I definitely think I would still stick to that technique because it's going to give you that shattered kind of open curl feel.
Absolutely.
But just with the frizziness, that's a styling thing. You got to coach them and teach them how to style the hair.
Yeah, they either need to round brush it, use hot tools, something.
Right. All right, cool. I think that's it. Do you have anything?
Not unless if you can tell me when Rock Allegiance goes on sale.
I have no idea.
I need the time, not the date.
All right, cool. So I hope that this show helped you guys. Definitely some cool questions. If you have more questions or anything, you can post them in the comments below. We'll definitely get them there. Or hashtag the Matt Beck Show on Instagram and Twitter and ask your question that way. Post a fun picture. You can also submit questions, video questions if you want through Facebook or something. However you want to do it, just send us the questions and we'll get them answered for you. Follow Thad.
Thad Bolnized.
And follow us at everything at Free Salon Education. And
I wonder how many people actually type in everything at Free Salon Education.
I don't know. That's a good point. All right, guys, cool. So I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. I hope you're enjoying the vlogs. Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On today's vlog, I got Thad Bolonized.
Yep.
We're doing Q&A, and I have more questions than I've ever answered on one show before.
So many.
Here we go. All right, guys, so welcome to the Matt Beck Show. This is the Q&A portion of our week. Sorry it's been a couple weeks since we've done this, but...
We went on like a hiatus, but not really because
Yeah.
you were just editing a lot of videos.
There's just a lot of stuff going on, but I really enjoy the Q&A portion, so thank you guys to everyone that submits questions to the show using hashtag #TheMattBeckShow on Instagram or Twitter. That's how you can get the question out there so that we see it. Today, I'm really excited because all of the questions come from one beauty school in a town called Olean, New York.
Cool.
I want to say Olean, Illinois for some reason. I have no idea why.
I was actually waiting for that.
I think
to be honest with you.
I grew up near Moline, Illinois,
Yep.
so I did. Okay, so Olean, Illinois, or Olean, Olean, New York. Jaina is the teacher there. She got our students hooked on the vlog and the videos and everything. So she asked the students to submit questions. So we have a ton of them. So I'm just going to get started right away because I don't want to waste any time and I want to try to get through every single one of them.
What I'm
So-
excited about this is that these are questions coming from like new minds
Yeah.
in the industry. So like
Yeah.
we have a lot of questions that resurface, but like I'm really excited to see where like these questions
What
go.
they're asking?
Exactly,
Yeah, because
yeah.
Thad has no idea. So here we go. So, all right. Becky Peck says, or asked, do you use Donald Scott Prepare on all your cuts or just razor cuts? So this is Donald Scott Prepare. It's something that I definitely use on every razor cut. The cool thing about prepare is that it's basically a liquid tool glide. So it's great for cutting in any type of situation. It's going to help you with your sectioning. It's going to help comb through the hair. It's got a ton of proteins in it, different things. Everything about this is beneficial to the hair, and it does not have a hold. So you can use as much as you want of it, and it's not going to weigh the hair down or anything like that. So it's really good for razor cutting because it gives a nice slip to the hair, but also great for sectioning and cutting hair in general. So definitely a cool product. This is available on Free Salon Education. So if you want to check it out, get more information, go to freesaloneducation.com, and you can get that info there.
I concur with everything you just said.
Okay, cool. So here's a carving comb question. Is there any certain carving comb you find works better than another, or are the blades better? So that can quickly be answered. The only difference in the carving combs is there's two different types of carving comb. There's carving comb fine and carving comb wide. This is actually a question that's come up quite often. It has a 100% carved side, a 50% carved side. Both of these tools are identical when it comes to the cutting portion of it. The only difference is the comb. So if you're looking for finer teeth with more tension, you would go with the carving comb fine. And if you're looking for wider teeth, a little bit more like coarse, thick hair, I like to use this, bigger sections.
As far as the one that would have the sharper blade, I would imagine that would be the side that you use less.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Otherwise, they're the same blade. You can change them in and out.
So a lot of people ask about the carving comb. A lot of people order the carving comb, so I appreciate all those orders. Now, here's the deal with this. The carving comb, I've talked about it before, but back about 10 years ago was when I was first introduced to the carving comb. It was made by Donald Scott, but through Paul Mitchell. So, but it was made of like full-on plastic. So
yeah, it was completely different material, different feel, like this.
You couldn't heat it up. It didn't have the metal top to it, so this the T-top that holds the blades in would break, or there was at one point this would open up. What's that?
So what were you doing with yours?
I know, I was everyday life. So the carving comb has definitely stepped up its game. That's why I'm really excited to have it on the shop on freesaloneducation.com. Now, here's the deal with this, though. A lot of people ask, can you get the wide teeth in black? You can't, but I would get both of them, to be honest, because they're about $35 a piece. So $70 is how much you pay for one razor, and this way you get two, you get both teeth, and you're good to go on that.
Now, I would like to just expand on that question, just in case if it wasn't necessarily the thought that the carving comb came with two different types of blades. But what about the different razors in the line? Do you find that the chopstick's blade is sharper than the carving comb's blade, or the DSX4?
Okay, so that's a good call, Thad. So here's the Chopstick Pro. I compare the Chopstick Pro to a feather razor.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, the thing I like most about it is you can see how thick the head is on a carving comb. So the reason I have all three of these ready to go in my kit is because this is for more my precision cutting. If I'm trying to get in nice and close to the head, or nice and close to my fingers, I use the Chopstick Pro. You can also section with it and section it away. So if you had a couple of them, it's kind of cool because you can section it and cut each section. Not necessary, but it's cool if you have it. And then with the carving comb, you can get in close to your fingers, but there is a certain point when the carving comb just isn't quite close enough. That's when I go to the Chopstick Pro. The other thing is, I'll do different texturizing techniques, running the carving comb back and forth on my fingers. There's a lot of different cool techniques that you can do with the carving comb that you can't do with the typical razor. So
it's the same reason why we have 3 to 4 different types of scissors in our...
Exactly, yeah. I'm a tool, geek. I love anything that has to do with technology. This to me is hair technology.
You just bought a new overlay for your keyboard.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so every day I'm trying to get something new that makes my life easier and makes my work cooler, right?
Exactly.
So whether it's a computer or scissors or combs, everything that you get makes your job easier. So hopefully that answers your question. We're only 2 questions in.
Womp womp.
Okay. What is your worst hair mistake, and what did you do to overcome it? I'm going to send this to you for 1 second. Worst hair mistake you've ever made.
Worst hair mistake I've ever made.
Yeah.
I mean, I've made several.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like which one I would classify as.
Well, let's just say you've made several hair mistakes. How'd you overcome all of them?
I think just like you would, I want to answer this very philosophically.
Okay.
Just like in life, like if you focus too much on the mistake that you made, you're just going to dig your hole deeper. You got to like look at like other options. You got to look at the outcomes. Like be like, okay, well, this is kind of like a potential dead end. Let's see what some other solutions as far as what we can do.
Yeah.
Like for instance, I foresaw a potential mistake with my client who came in who'd been box coloring her hair, and she's like, I want to go blonde. My first gut instinct being a new stylist was, all right, let's get you blonde. And then I stopped myself and I was like, wait a minute. If we take you blonde today, I can get you blonde. It might take us a while. I also can't guarantee how much hair you're going to have left. You might be a platinum blonde pixie.
Right.
Outside of that, well, that's not a mistake. My mistake.
It's happening.
I know. I'm taking my own advice. I'm stepping outside the box to look at it. I was overly cautious. So like getting to where I am right now may have taken me a little bit longer because I didn't take the risks that like some stylists have made like in like getting there, like trying to like break their comfort zone.
Okay.
So I would say that.
Okay.
And like overcoming it, like I've gone to classes with you. I've learned. I've gone down like that path.
Pretty much anywhere I go, you'll see Thad, and that's, we've had that. That's how we met. I mean, you were at hair shows, and anytime you were at a hair show, you were right there.
Yeah.
And I got to know you, and we kind of started creating videos together. So that's my biggest hair mistake was. I think you could pinpoint. I think you were dead on in the fact that like you could pinpoint specific things and how'd you overcome them. My big thing has always been that it's just hair. Like no matter what, you can really mess somebody's hair up, but it is hair and it does grow back. Like if I was a tattoo artist, I would be really, really nervous about my job.
I would never get into the tattoo industry.
But the fact that the hair does grow back, like you don't have just experiment, practice, and learn and understand the whys behind whatever you can, and you're gonna make mistakes. And as you make those mistakes, like every day I make a mistake in something that I'm doing, and it's how you twist that mistake and come out of it that makes you the best, like that makes you better. So just keep working through your mistakes because it's going to happen. That's how you grow. If you're not making mistakes, you're being too comfortable. And if you're being too comfortable, you're not growing. So, you just got to just keep pushing yourself, make mistakes. It's the best thing you can do because it's the only way you're going to learn. All right. What do you recommend for students getting ready to graduate when they make a mistake? Okay. There we go. Same question.
There we go. We're doing better at this.
That was easy. Do you prefer one product line over others? This is from Jesse. So here's what I can tell you is pretty much the honest truth. We use Paul Mitchell here. I use Bricado because I've really gotten into that product and I'm working very closely with that company. What I've found is that most product lines have similar products. So it's not necessarily do I love this line more than that line. I think you look at what is the hair product line doing for your business or for you personally. Does it make your work better? Then go with that product line. I think everybody has different smells that they like. Everybody has different holds that they like and different styles of products. So I'm currently experimenting a lot with Bricado because I really am enjoying the time I've spent working and consulting with that company. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you should get stuck thinking I should only use one product line. I would say that's a big mistake that I made. Not a mistake that I made, but I was very focused on Paul Mitchell for 10 years and didn't pay attention to any other parts of the industry. Yeah. So I get a little bit bummed out about that because people mention different hairstylists and different things. And I was so sucked into the Paul Mitchell world that I didn't learn about the other parts of the industry until until I left Paul Mitchell. So that would be my big thing is you can love one product line, but definitely keep your research, keep an open mind so that you're not getting stuck in that one, learning that one style in that one way.
Yeah, and going off of what you said, like I grew up in a Paul Mitchell school, so I know like the Paul Mitchell products inside and out. But like every product line like has similar things, but I've always like favored Paul Mitchell.
Yeah.
And I've always wondered if the fact that I favored it is because of my knowledge of it. I
Right.
know exactly what to use on which hair type for that like particular.
Yeah.
We have a ton of cream gels. I wouldn't like interchangeably use each of them on the same person.
Right.
I mean, I can, but I'm going to be getting a slightly different result.
Exactly.
So if I'm going like I might like throw up like something that's like kind of controversial. No, I'm just kidding. But like Paul Mitchell and Aveda might have like exactly the same products. They might do exactly the same things, but I might favor Paul Mitchell only because I know which ones I'm going to want to like favor in that line for
Right.
a particular hair. Whereas somebody who's more familiar with Aveda is going to have the same experience because they know that product line better.
Exactly. Yep.
So knowledge, go out, learn.
Yep. And the more you learn about it, the more you'll like it. Maybe we should unplug the phone. What do you think?
Yeah, I can do that.
Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. All right. This question, I'm not quite sure what it means, but it says, what's the best way to a new color line? I mean, the best way, so I think your question is probably like how to learn a new color line. The best way to a new color line is definitely just to go get it. But to learn a new color line, this is another thing. Most color lines are very similar. They just speak different languages. It's a big challenge in this industry because everybody's trying to one up and outdo everyone. But I think it confuses everyone with the terminology and the knowledge. So you have like the European-based number system of color. You have then you have some people that just talk about tone. But they all are based on the color wheel, the color map, right? The color. So just if you know that, if you understand how to neutralize, how to cancel, how to intensify,
Well, and look at the bases.
you'll be fine. What?
Look at the bases. Like,
Yeah,
see
look
if
at the bases of the color line, match them up to a color wheel, and you'll be fine. Learn the color wheel, learn how to do all that stuff, and then you can add in any color line you want. And that will then once you have that color line, then as you start using it, you're gonna find, well, this one has a little bit more ammonia than the last one I had, so it does a little bit more lifting. So there's gonna be different ways, that you'll tweak it, but for the most part, the color wheel is pretty standard. How do you get paid for the videos you make? So it's a good question. I think it's a great question actually, because a lot of people have been asking this lately because it was one thing when I was doing one video a week. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm doing a video pretty much every day, they seem to be very concerned with like, why would you do it?
Well, I'm sure that they probably think that it's along the lines of that if you get paid $10 to put out one video in a week and now you're putting out 20 videos in a week, that you're now getting $10 for each one of those videos, and like, duh, I'm going to do more videos.
Right. But that's not how it works. So and that would probably be like an older mentality of how, so the way that social media works nowadays, and I talked about this in my class in Philadelphia a couple days ago, the way that so my goal was always to provide free education for hairstylists. That was when the company started. Before the company started, me and you made a video, how to cut a bob. You filmed it. We put it out on YouTube. It got a lot of attention, and then the idea kind of grew from that of, all right, well, maybe I could just put out free videos for stylists. That's what I was doing. I was educating for 10 years, but I wanted to reach bigger audiences, and I wanted to kind of do it on my terms. I wanted to have my own business. So how does free salon education become a business? Well, it becomes a business based on awesome companies that support free salon education, like Minerva Beauty was a company that I met with right at the beginning, and they've been supporting free salon education for a long time. So they do it in a sponsor format, but they do it in like ways where they send me cool stuff, and I get to talk about it. Like, that's the kind of relationships I'm building with companies, because I find companies that I really like their stuff, and then it's easy to talk about, you know? And then there's another type of company like Donald Scott and Mizutani and all these great companies, Pivot Point, that have reached out, and I've reached out to them. And I sell their products on freestyleeducation.com. So if you like the videos and you like the technique that I'm doing, then you go buy a carving comb or whatever, and that's how money happens in freestyleeducation.com. So it's not something that comes quick. I mean, this has been about 3 years now of a lot of work, and you know, our YouTube channel gets 1 million views a month, and but YouTube doesn't pay very much at all. Like, YouTube just pays enough to, at the beginning, kind of just, it made it worth it. And then we were doing the podcast, and so, you know, we were all taking a cut of money. So YouTube doesn't really pay very much. YouTube is like the worst at paying. So, which is fine, because it's a cool platform and it allows for other business opportunities. So if you're a young person and you're thinking about how do I get into that kind of thing, you just have to build the audience. Everyone's looking for the person that has, you know, the following, but it needs to be a quality following. And this is something I would spend a little extra time talking about. I'll probably make a separate video sometime. But a lot of people try to get a big following. The big following doesn't really matter. And hair companies do look and see if you have a big following, but that there's two different things. There's a big following with not much return, and then there's this smaller following that you've grown organically, that you didn't pay for, that people just follow you because they like your stuff. That's the most powerful thing you can have. So you could have 100,000 Instagram followers, but who cares if you paid for all of them, because you're going to put up a picture of a product, or you're going to make a post about a video and no one cares about it, because none of them are even hairdressers anyways. Like, the way that you grow a successful business is aiming for, like, putting out good stuff. Like, putting out a video every day. That's why I started putting out a video every day. It wasn't because I get paid more to do that. It's because if I put out a video every day, then I get to kind of keep teaching you guys, keep building my relationship with you guys, because that's the strongest thing I can have is helping you guys. If I help you guys do a haircut and you buy a $35 carving comb, our relationship is great. You know, like, that's the whole purpose of this whole thing. If you don't buy a carving comb, that's great too. If you just watch the video, it's awesome.
If you buy a pair of scissors, that's really great.
I have a list of those people. No, so, but that's what it's all about, guys. So when you start making videos, it's not about tagging, you know, like hashtagging celebrities. Like, it's not about doing all that stuff, because you're building the wrong audience. You're building people that, I don't want people that are researching Kim Kardashian. Like, I've done a couple videos that I put celebrity names in, and obviously you get a big return on the viewership, but the quality of that viewership is not there. And that's why I don't do it very often, because why would I want 100,000, 300,000, 1 million followers because I was putting Kim Kardashian's name in my videos? Like, that's not the quality of people that you're looking for. So if you want to make videos and you want to make it a business, it's all about the quality. It's about the content. It's about consistency and constantly putting out content and connecting with your audience, doing things like this. How would you start working and building a relationship with a product company? You ask. I mean, it's as simple
easy.
as that. Yeah.
That's the easiest relationship you'll ever work to get.
Yeah, they're always looking for people as product companies. So, and that's what's cool. If you think about, so I'm talking to thousands of hairdressers a day through social media. And so I've been able to build relationships with many product companies, and that was always my goal. Product companies have money. I'm not there to take money from hairdressers. So it was always in my business model. How do I build an audience and then ask the product companies to support it? And when you want to work for a product company, all you have to do is reach out to a rep or find a product company that you really love and just show up at a hair show and see what you can do to help. You're going to do a lot of volunteering when you first start out. You got to get your foot in the door. Product companies are run very corporately, which isn't a bad thing. It just means that you got to work your way up that ladder. And the way you do that is by dedicating a lot of time to that company. All right. Kyle says, which products do you actually use? I actually use a lot of products.
Yeah.
Like, I actually use quite a few different
I was
ones.
gonna say, if you're seen using a product in the video, you're using that product behind the chain in the salon too.
Yeah. And I even said in Philly, because I didn't have my Bricado cream wax, but I did a bob, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really wish I had cream wax. And then Josh gave me a Rojo cream wax.
Okay.
It worked great. Like, all of these products are similar. It's what does the company stand for? And that's kind of goes back to what I said before. I am currently working with Bricado because that's the product company that has been really supportive of what I'm doing. And that's, that's the deal. I love, and like Dad said, the more knowledge you have, like now I'm helping Bricado kind of come up with different products because I saw things lacking with what they had. So I said to them, I really wish we had this, this, and this. They're listening to that, and it's a small company, so it's fun to grow with different companies. I've never been a person that wants to like go work for the people that are already there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, what's the fun in going to work for a company that's already made it? Like, you're just going to be this little person in a company that's already made it. But if you start with a company that hasn't made it and you help build that company, you look a lot better. Like, in the end, it's a much more gratifying thing than any other thing. Okay, so Kyle asked, how do you become Instagram famous?
You have to hashtag InstaFame a lot.
Right. Now, here's the deal. So Instagram famous, we talked about it. It's two different things. So you could either pay for an audience, which spend $1,000, $2,000, you can get a lot of followers, or you can work really hard. The problem is Instagram has kind of shifted its way. Like, people that are Instagram famous are the ones that are pretty much going to be Instagram famous. It's very hard at this point to start posting photos and gaining a huge, like, million follower followings, right? Yep. The way that you do it is I've made a shift because I missed the boat. I was so focused on YouTube, missed the Instagram boat. So I didn't have a lot of followers on Instagram.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr.
No, wait. But then I made a shift.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I didn't have a lot of followers on Instagram, made a shift. Instagram's going video. I am great at video. That's what I do. So I started making 15-second how to do a haircut in 15-second videos and started posting those almost every single day. And I've grown Instagram. I think I had 5,000 followers when I started, and I'm about to hit 30,000 in the last 2 months. So you have to find what the new thing is and then go for it. So you got to be on the lookout for what is happening in the industry, what's new, and start posting about it. And that's how you do it. And it's been working. So I woke up this morning and I think I had 800 new followers since last night. I don't know how it happens.
Excited for 2.
People start sharing what you're doing. They share your work, and that's how you get the followers. But what's most important is that you focus on getting great at what you do first. So because a lot of these people that are becoming Instagram famous, they're getting now thrown up on stages and having to teach. They don't know how to teach. Right. And there's nothing wrong with it.
They have great content. They have great verbiage when it's able to be ran out. Back.
Yeah.
Back.
Right.
But when you're on stage, you don't have that opportunity to go, hold on, that's not what I meant to say. Backspace.
Right. Which is me a million times when I'm trying to write something. But that's why I love that I worked for Paul Mitchell for 10 years, because I taught 75 classes a year and learned to teach. And that's why I can have a YouTube channel. And most people don't have YouTube channels because they have to be in front of a camera actually teaching something. And most people are a lot better at, you can hide things very easily. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying Instagram people hide things. I'm just saying, because you can hide things in video as well.
I'm just kidding.
But what I'm saying is, then you get thrown up on a stage and it's very difficult. There's very few people that can get up in front of a bunch of people and teach what they do. So definitely get good at what you're doing. Learn your craft first, then start posting as you start to get more comfortable. Or start a page and just post and ask for critiques. Ask for people to look at your stuff and send it, direct message it to somebody that you trust or something like that. All right. What's the best advice you have for a future barber? I mean, barbering, I think you're jumping in. If you're a future barber and you're in school, I think you're getting into it at a pretty good time. I think barbering 2 years ago was gigantic, and I think it's been growing. I think I'm not sure. In my opinion, I think we're starting to hit that kind of like, I can feel that we're hitting that peak of what barbering is for the salon industry, not for barbering industry, but like from a salon standpoint, because I'm starting to feel the clients coming in and saying, you know what, I kind of want my hair a little bit longer. Like I'm not looking for that tight fade anymore. Yeah. So I think that the style is shifting a little bit. It's a little more grown in.
I think if you're in cosmetology school and you're looking to barber, the best advice would probably be to get into a barber shop.
Yeah. I think whatever your passion is, definitely go for it. If you love doing men's hair is going to be around forever. Yeah. When I say we've hit a peak, I mean hairdressers and barbers are obsessed with men's hair right now.
Do exactly what we've always said. Like research the barbershops, just like we would like research the salons. Find the one that you want to work in, because not every barbershop's the same as the other. Right. Just like every salon isn't the same as the other. So find a barbershop that first you like how they run. Then find out if you like the owner. Find out if you like the employees.
Okay.
Go from there.
What is the easier way to long hair? I have no idea.
Be patient. Oh, no, that's not. Patience isn't easy. Forget about it. And just pay attention to other things. And then before you know it, the hair's going to be really long.
So easy.
That's what I do with my beard.
I'm not sure. Right. I'm not sure if they're talking about how they get long hair or doing long hair.
Oh.
Either way, we don't really know. Me and Thad are probably the worst people to ask that. There are other people to ask. So.
I have a really easy updo. It's called a ponytail. It's technically up.
Okay. Do you own your own salon? Yes, I do.
No.
I'm in it.
I don't.
I own it with my beautiful wife, Christina, who helps me run it. These guys have been here for you've been here for 5 years?
Yeah, this summer will be 5 years.
Yeah.
So time flies.
5 years. The other guys have been here for over 3 years. So a lot of fun. I have a small space that I love. I love having a small salon. I would never want a huge salon. I love having the freedom to make the videos, hang with you guys on video, hang with these guys and do what we do and teach. That was always the goal.
When you say you like the freedom of having a small salon and like making the videos, if you had a larger salon, would your employees tell you that you couldn't make the videos?
No, but I would have to pay attention to them a lot more.
That's fair.
So are you still an active stylist? Yes. I'm active. I do hair 1.5 days a week behind the chair, but I'm in the salon cutting hair for videos pretty much every single day. And
I don't think you're inactive in anything you do.
No, except for waking up. I'm really bad at waking up. I've decided that I want to be one of those people.
That's because you're so active that you're really bad at going to sleep. Yeah. So by the time you get to sleep, it's time to wake up again.
I know. I want to be one of those people that gets up at 6 a.m. and has their successful start to the day. I am the worst.
That's really hard to do when you go to bed at 4 after editing videos online.
It's true. It's true. I do go to bed really late and I work really late. So really, I'm working probably 16 hours a day. Mm-hmm. In between, not really working 16 hours a day, but my brain is on work 16 hours a day, but also I'm hanging out with Hayden and Christina and doing different things. So, all right. What is your worst experience in the hair industry? We talked about that. Oh, some of these are the same question. All right, cool. What made you decide to do FSE? I think we answered that, right? Yeah. Pretty much. How long have you been in the industry? 12 years?
Guess 6 years now? Question mark? 7? I don't know. I started in the end of 2009.
Okay.
We'll go with that. You guys do the math.
Do you prefer men's cuts or women's cuts? I like both.
Same, different reasons.
How long should it take to do a skin fade? I
As
don't
long
do
as
skin
it's-
fades.
As long as it
really.
takes to make sure that it's all blended.
Yeah.
Same as any other haircut. As long as it takes to make it look like a good haircut.
Yeah.
If it doesn't look good, you're not done yet.
It
Keep
definitely
going.
takes me longer because it's not something I really
Right.
do.
And every hair type is going to be different. Like some hair is going to blend out easier than others. So
How do you become famous in our industry? Was it a struggle? I still don't.
that means you're famous, Matt.
I know.
You got that question.
I'm like one of those people that like if I'm walking through a hair show and people don't understand don't see me, like and say hello, then I feel like I'm still not there. Like I still have to work really hard. So I'm gonna keep making videos every day till you guys come up and give me a high five at every single hair show.
There you go.
That's the goal. So I don't know how you become famous yet.
I'll take your picture with Matt.
But you can make lots of videos and pretend. What motivates you? Honestly, when I say that the comments in every video motivate, is dead on true.
The attention.
Yeah, it's attention because it lets you know that.
I say that sarcastically, but thumbs up, comments, shares, just knowing that like what you're doing, not like in like an egotistical, but just knowing that what you're doing is what people are looking for.
Yeah,
that's what motivates you.
Yeah, like when I do a video and it has it gets a lot of likes. It's like that you were reaching the people the way you were hoping.
For me, it's caffeine. Caffeine motivates me.
Yeah, caffeine's definitely a good one too.
Yeah.
Plus the people that work here, my family,
Aww.
All of that. It's the people you surround yourself,
Absolutely.
So they talk about
If you surround yourself with negativity, like if you're like hanging out with people that are just like complaining, you're not going to go anywhere because you're going to be like in that mindset of complaining and being like brought down.
Yeah, because this question, so who are your mentors? This is like the big thing for me that I've said a lot. Like I used to look up to a lot of people. And then I realized that all of those people I look up to are just normal people that have either normal problems or even more extreme problems than normal problems.
Yeah, I think you should have like milestone mentors. Like have your mentors during school, have your mentors as you're starting in the industry, and then have your mentor like as you reach your goals, get new mentors. Yeah. Because you're going to absorb different things from different people and you're going to grow from that. Yeah. Milestone mentors.
Watch everything that's happening, and you will totally come out more successful when you learn from multiple.
Even watch the people that aren't doing it right, because then you know why they're not doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll learn from everybody. And surround yourself with people that push you. So that's always been, like, if the staff here did not want to learn, didn't want to grow, then it would be a really weird environment. Yeah. And if I wasn't as motivated and crazy about doing things to push the levels, then I think these guys, I don't know what these guys would be doing. So I think you just got to keep going, keep pushing forward. I think that's pretty much it.
That's all, folks.
What's your weakness? Food.
Yep.
But not during the day, only at night. I don't eat at all day long. And then at night I eat, and I have to stop doing that. That's my weakness.
I love food.
That's it. How long did it take to build what you have now? It's going to take forever, because I haven't built it yet.
I think that's a lifetime. Because it didn't start like when you bought the salon from Sam. I don't think it started when you worked with Sam. Yeah, it started from how you grew up. Yep.
And I had every job you could possibly think of, which taught me different little skills for what kind of became what I'm doing now. But I'm nowhere near what I want. So
keep going.
And I can't even tell you what that is. It's going to be really exciting, though. Promise.
It's like that movie with George Clooney. What's your goal? I don't know, but I haven't hit it yet. I have a number in mind, but I'm not there yet.
I hope you guys like this Q&A. I think it was intense. I appreciate the school sending this many questions. So shout out to the
New York.
Continental School of Beauty in Olean, New York. Thank you guys for submitting the questions. This was cool. Please, somebody else do this. Yeah. Because this was awesome. If you want to get your staff together and come up with questions, this is way cool. I'll dedicate an entire episode to you because this was fun. And I like going through and answering.
We should figure out how to make this like a game.
We tore this up.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I hope any of these answers were good for you guys, but it was really fun.
I think what we should do is we should go through and read the questions first, write down answers, and then kind of do it kind of like games of Cards of Humanity, and like mix and match them, and then be like, you guys have to figure it out which answers were with which questions.
Whoa. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give us love in the comments. Let us know what you thought. Also, submit those questions. If you want to email a list of questions, you can send those to matt@freesaloneducation.com or direct message on Instagram. You can tag us on Instagram, tag me on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram @freesaloneeducation. You can follow Thad.
Thad Bolonized.
@ThadBolonized. Drea's back there. What's up, Drea? Follow Drea. What is it? Hair by
Dre Day.
Hair by Dre Day.
She thinks she's a rapper.
She is a rapper. She's unwrapping right now. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.